Come out of the cupboard, you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust. London calling, see we ain't got no swing except for the rain and the crunch of thing. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in. Meltdown expected, the wheat is going thin. Engines stop running.
If you smell what the rock is cooking, the rock says, the rock says, the rock says, the rock.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the AEW Wrestling Talk Show with Rich Jones and
Sean Smith as we bring you our reactions to AEW All In, which came at you from London, England at Wembly Stadium.
yes, the first wrestling show to take place in Wembley in 31 years. No thanks to WWE. So, this was filled with 11 matches, 2 of which took place on the pre-show / buy-in.
In front of 81,000 of the AEW fans in attendance at Wembley Stadium.
And as proven by another company the year before and a month before at certain arenas and stadiums around the UK fans tend to hit a little bit differently.
Yes.
But on the pre-show, we had a very interesting match where the Aussie Open would defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against 2 people who would be opponents in the main event of the main show, in Adam Cole and the AEW World Champion, MJF.
Yes, it was very interesting, and to cut the long story short, the winners of the match.
Whoa. We both thought going into this that this was going to be an obvious way to further the story going into the main event with some kind of betrayal, but no, because at the end of the 3 count, we have new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Yes, and me and my colleague both thought that there was going to be some sort of betrayal. But no, it looks like we were both proven wrong.
Next on the pre-show, we saw Jack Perry defend the Taz Championship, otherwise known as the FTW Championship, against a returning Hook.
Yes, this was following the events of AEW Forbidden Door, when Jack Perry clotheslined his tag team partner, Hook, on the entrance ramp.
And considering what happened and what was going to happen just before All In, I don't think this was that big of a surprise that Hook is once again the FTW champion. However, that would not be the only headliner we would see when it came to Jack Perry, but we'll get to that momentarily.
Yes. Now we move on to our main card. We have a match for the quote-unquote real World Championship as CM Punk put his title on the line against the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Samoa Joe.
Now, going into this in recent years, when I say recent years, in their careers outside of a certain company, Samoa Joe has had the number of CM Punk.
He has. He most certainly has.
But I don't think anyone was expecting Samoa Joe to win this, because the whole thing with the Real World Championship, the whole gimmick behind it is that Punk never lost the championship. So you would think that Punk will continue this whole gimmick until he eventually loses. That is, if he's able to keep his job in AEW.
Yes.
We mentioned that Jack Perry was involved in some other piece of news. Well, at some point during the show, there was a backstage altercation, to put it mildly,
Yes.
between CM Punk and Jack Perry.
Which resulted in both Jack Perry and CM Punk being suspended by All Elite Wrestling. And it's also been reported that CM Punk has left the company for a second time.
Why am I getting a sense of deja vu?
Quickly moving on.
Isn't this
to our next match.
Isn't this Double or Nothing all over again?
Pretty much Double or Nothing all in, one of the two.
Thing is,
it's all out again.
Yeah, thing is, CM Punk is a draw. I'll admit that.
He is.
But he's too much of a pain backstage to deal with. It's part of many reasons why he will never work for another company again.
So moving on to our next match, which was a 6-man tag team match, as the teams of Bullet Club Gold of Jay White and Juice Robinson and Tanui Takeshita took on the team of the Golden Elite of Hangman Adam Page, Kenta Ibushi, and the Cleaner, Kenny Omega.
I thought a cleaner and a wrestler were two different jobs.
I see where you come with that.
So this was the longest match on the card of the ones that had been done so far. 20 and a half minutes. And you can imagine this being back and forth tag team action.
Pretty much.
But the winners of this match were Bullet Gold Club,
Jay White and Juice Robinson and Tanushi Takeshita.
Following Tanaka pinning Kenny Omega, which of course has resulted in another match taking place between the two this week, which we'll get to probably later this weekend. AEW have decided to do 2 back-to-back pay-per-views in a week,
which we will bring at you on our Saturday AEW Wrestling Talk Show.
Moving on, we had
Next.
our second, well, technically fourth championship match, second on the card. FTR defended the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Young Bucks.
In a match that they were calling to decide the undisputed best tag team in AEW.
Now there was thought going into this that due to some, let's just say, not so favourable actions by one half of FTR.
In that Harwood.
Well, it was Wheeler.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. It is Cash Wheeler. My apologies.
That Tony Khan would choose to take the World Tag Team Championships off of FTR. However, that was not the case.
No, it wasn't, surprisingly.
As FTR managed to score the win and remain the AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Now we move on to our next match, which can only be described as chaotic. In a Stadium Stampede match, as best friends, Eddie Kingston, the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy and Penta El Zero Miedo took on the BCC of Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and the returning Santana and Ortiz.
It would be too difficult to try to describe exactly what went on in this match.
They pretty much used the whole of the Wembley Stadium as a weapon, pretty much.
Well, that is why it's called a Stadium Stampede match. Did you not get that memo?
I did get the memo, with multiple referees stationed around the arena. But we had a winning team.
And that winning team were the best friends, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and Penta El Zero Miedo.
And now we move on to our next World Championship match, but this time it's for the women. As the AEW Women's World title was put on the line, as Akira Shida put the title on the line against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Toni Storm, and the hometown girl who was being accompanied to the ring by her family in Saraya.
A lot of this was partly predictable. At least
considering where we were from.
There was a lot of people going into this that were thinking that AEW would pull AEW would pull what WWE had done in '92 with the British Bulldog.
Yes, and it looked like our assumptions were right.
Yes, as despite Toni Storm, who, by the way, came out to a fairly well-known anthem.
Known as...
Well,
oh yes, Saraya came down to We Will Rock You by Queen.
Saraya came down to We Will Rock You. Toni Storm came down to what, until fairly recently, was known as God Save the Queen.
Now obviously it's now God Save the King. And despite the fact that Toni Storm and Saraya were in a tag team, Saraya sprayed green paint into the eyes of her own tag team partner. Saraya hit a finisher whilst DMD had the lockjaw locked in on Akira Shida. Saraya covers 1, 2, 3.
And Saraya is the new AEW World Women's Champion and having her first championship of any kind in 9 years.
Yes, and she had her family come into the ring to celebrate, despite the fact that her own mum got attacked during the match by Toni Storm.
Well, considering how tough her mum appears to be, I think that was barely a big deal for her.
True. Now, bear with us for this one, because next we had a tag team coffin match.
AKA a casket match.
As the team of Darby Allin and Sting took on Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage.
Well, we mentioned last week on Saturday how this match had been changed as to who the partner was going to be.
Yes.
But did that make a difference? No.
Because the winning team in the match,
Darby Allin and Sting.
Predictable.
Not necessarily, but Darby Allin is hot and
got his sights set on the TNT title, hasn't he?
going back to a hometown, home nation person.
Hero, as it were.
The IWPG United Kingdom champion. Oh,
the aerial assassin Will Ospreay.
I say IWPG United Kingdom champion. Technically, it's the IWPG United States champion.
The aerial assassin Will Ospreay
took on Le Champion
Chris Jericho, who had Sammy Guevara in his corner, who flew all the way from Orlando to be in London to be in Chris Jericho's corner.
Kind of like the four-way match of the Women's Championship. This one was fairly predictable.
Again, considering where we're from and where Will Ospreay is from.
So the winner of the match is, of course, Will Ospreay.
Ending the match that we were supposed to have in the Tokyo Dome in 2021. After the match, Jericho got his hand raised by Guevara as a sign of respect, but Jericho shoved off Guevara. And now, here we go. We then had a House Rules, no holds barred 6-man tag team match for the Ring of Honor World or the AEW World Trios titles.
Let's call on what they have of AEW 6-man tag team championships.
As the House of Black of Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black, who had Julia Hart in their corner, defended their titles against the Acclaimed of Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and Billy Gunn.
Now, normally I wouldn't say this, but given the news and the fact that it hit people hard, during the entrance of the House of Black, Wembly literally shut off all the lights.
They did.
And the entire stadium paid their tributes to recently passed, all way too soon, WWE wrestler Bray Wyatt.
Always known as Willem Rotunda. Known as Wyndham Rotunda.
Also known as Husky Powers. That's going.
And what my colleague is referring to, that Buddy Murphy, or should I say, in Buddy Matthews, held up a lantern during the House of Black's entrance.
And, of course, the crowd were doing their phones as...
Yes. And also the excitement. Yep.
Unfortunately for the House of Black, this tribute was not enough to have them hold on to the titles.
No, because the winners of the match and new AEW World Trios Champions, the acclaimed of Anthony Bowens, Matt Caster, and Billy Gunn.
Now, going back to people who haven't been champions in 9 years, like we said with Soleil, I think this is Billy Gunn's first championship since his quick run with the tag team titles in 9 years ago with the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, yes. Now we move on to the main event for the AEW World title. As the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, but the new baby of MJF and Adam Cole went one-on-one for the world title.
Yes, and of course these two are good performers.
They are.
And of course there was the classic referee bump.
Not once, but twice.
One of which brought Roderick Strong down to the ring.
In which he low blowed Maxwell Jacob Freeman right in the gonads.
Allowing Adam Cole to perform a Palmer Sunrise and the Boom for a near fall. But then Cole kind of tried to take the easy way out and it backfired. Because Adam Cole attempted to hit MJF with the championship belt, dropped it, which allowed MJF to roll up Adam Cole to get the pin and retain the title.
And during the show as well, Tony Khan, AEW CEO, also announced
after the show.
Yes.
I was going to get to that in a minute, but after the match between Adam Cole and MJF was done,
oh yes,
MJF consoled Adam Cole, but Cole threw away his half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. MJF then gave Cole the AEW World Championship and asked Cole to hit him, but Cole ultimately refused and hugged MJF. After All In went off the air, I don't believe this was aired, but there were videos of it. Tony Khan comes to the ring, basically tells the crowd in Wembley, "Thank you, and we will see you again next year."
In other words, they are returning back to Wembley in 2024.
Yes, I strongly suggest that if another company has any plans whatsoever of hosting one of their big events in the UK, they get to it.
Yes, well, Yes, and we know which company we're talking about, and we're not allowed to say which one. So let us run you through the AEW All In card results one more time from Wembley Stadium.
On the pre-show, Adam Cole and MJF defeated Aussie Open to win the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
Hook defeated Jack Perry by submission to win the FTW Championship in an FTW Rules match.
CM Punk defeated Samoa Joe to retain the quote-unquote real World Championship before getting himself and Jack Perry suspended.
Bullet Club Gold beat the Golden Elite in a six-man tag team match.
FTR retained the AEW World Tag Team Championship over the Young Bucks.
Best Friends defeated the BCC, the Blackpool Combat Club, in a Stadium Stampede match.
Saraya defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, otherwise known as Mrs. Cole, Akira Shida, and Toni Storm to win the AEW Women's World Championship.
The team of Darby Allin and Sting defeated Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland in a coffin match.
Will Ospreay defeated Chris Jericho.
The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn defeated the House of Black to win the AEW World Trios Championships.
And MJF defeated Adam Cole to retain the AEW World Championship.
And that about does it for our AEW All In post show. We will see you on Saturday for our pre-show for AEW All Out from Chicago, Illinois. So until then, he's been
Reece Jones, and he's been
Shaw Smith, and we will see you on Saturday for AEW All Out.